Happy New Year. Before I jump into my rah-rah, here's everything new with Clean Pro, I just wanted to take a second and say thank you. I have so much gratitude as I've looked back on building Clean Pro for the past 6, 7, maybe even 8 years. I don't know, it's been a long time. And it's been a long time with that #1 spot in the HubSpot ecosystem. And honestly, I couldn't have done it without people like you giving me awesome feedback, sharing ideas, creating really cool websites. And so I'm full of gratitude. So I figured I'd kick this video off just sharing that level of appreciation. Now, I've got a lot of fun stuff in store for this year, and today's updates is just another cool improvement with some of the modules that are becoming more popular in Clean Pro. So I want to show you what's new and what you can expect. Also, if you have been using SuperSchema, I've got a sneak preview with some really amazing new features that aren't yet released, but I've been working on all during the holiday break, which I think you're gonna like. So stick around towards the end of the video, and then I've got some fun personal news to share. So anyways, without further ado, let's show you what you're here for. Clean Pro theme updates. And here we are, Clean Pro version 116. Jeez, that's a lot of updates. All right, so the one main thing about this update is Hover Swap was in beta. Now it's in its official first version 1.0. And I added some new features based on your feedback. So the first of which is I added this little lead-in text feature. So if you wanted to add a little context for what this section is all about, now you have that option. And then secondarily, as you can see, now we have this little description where if you hover over, it's almost like a little accordion where you can add some, extra copy below. Now you have the availability to turn this on or off so you can use it or not. And yeah, it just looks even cooler in my opinion. So thank you for the feedback. I do appreciate that. And then also I got the little bug fixed for the drop shadow on this. So anyways, little bugs, little improvements, and here we are. The next thing is there has been an improvement to the VersaCards module. Originally, this module was a little bit wonky when working with the Flexi tabs, but now as you can see, it'll work with this Flexi tab. I also fixed it so as you're using some of the other Flexi card styles, you're not gonna run into any issues with these cards collapsing. So that's been fixed up as well. Another quick little bug fix was with the price feature comparison table. On a mobile device, these weren't showing the correct sections. Now they are, and that's all fixed up. Okay, let's move on to the blog listing page. So some of the feedback has been related to adding the default HubSpot search, which I've now added better support for. Before it was conflicting with the existing header search, but I've removed that and made sure that you can add the search input. So if I just drag this right here, I'll show you how you quickly do it and how it would work. So first things first, obviously this is the HubSpot default module, so you can come in here and dial in these settings. But more importantly, to get this to kind of look good, you'll also want to come over to the Contents tab. You're going to see right here with the section, right? You can edit this. Usually what I would recommend doing is do something like centered content, give it like a little spacing, 30. If you want it to look connected to this top portion, you might be able to come over here and just give it like a background color that's consistent. And then it's gonna look like that. So the cool thing about this is it also works with search as you type. So if we just pop this open in a new tab and type something like blog, you're gonna be able to quickly search through those. So thank you for the feedback. Now it's yours. Okay, let's move on. And that is a quick update to the blog post template as it relates to the updated date of your post. Now, I've been getting crazy involved with this whole AI search, AEO optimization, which is gonna lead me into SuperSchema in just a moment. But one of the key things that AI search looks for is how updated your content is. So I made sure that there's some logic built in so that if you are updating content on your blog posts, it will then say updated on this given date, the date you updated each time, so that all the AIs out there can know that your content is the most relevant. Okay, let's move on to a little sneak preview of what I've been working on with SuperSchema. So we'll pop over here. Again, these are all kind of hidden features right now that I'm hoping to roll out really soon, but I want to give you a little taster, a little teaser, because if you haven't heard of SuperSchema or you're not starting to optimize your website for AI search, well, you are missing the boat, and I highly recommend you jump in the boat because it is extremely important. I cannot stress that enough. You're gonna thank me. You're gonna thank me in like 2 or 3 years where you're like, Kevin, thank God I listened to you and I optimized my website for AI search, because that's where it's all happening. Okay, I digress on my rant. One of the first cool features by popular demand, which I'm excited to roll out, is a new Teams feature. So if you go into team settings, which you won't be able to yet, but you soon will be able to, you can create invite links and invite other people to your team so they can create schema, use your credits. And if you're one of my agency partners, it's gonna help you manage your clients much easier. You can come in here, manage the members, come in here, create an invite. So when you create an invite link, it'll allow you to essentially just decide whether or not you want to make that person a member or an admin. And you can just send them that link. They can join your account, create a new account, and boom, you got your team. Okay, let's move on. Some of the other stuff that I am super excited about is the custom AI analytics panel. Starting off with the site score. Now, this is super cool. I'm sure you're probably using either Google Page Speed Index or HubSpot SEO recommendations. Well, let me tell you, this is gonna be all geared towards a little bit of SEO, but mostly AI search. So what you can do is you're gonna be able to plug in your website or your client's websites and do a scan. And that scan is essentially gonna give you a grade on your existing website of how accessible it is to AI crawlers, whether or not the content quality is good and robust enough, how the HTML is structured with headings and paragraph types, and does it have schema, and then does it have a new feature called alternate content, which I'm gonna show you in a minute because that's another feature I've been working on. I'm like doing my damnedest to make sure that SuperSchema is going to empower you to just make your website crazy awesome for AI search. So I'm having so much fun, and I'm trying to make something boring a little bit more appealing, and I hope you appreciate that. So as you can see, then I can go down and look at this in more detail. So I can very easily see, okay, what are the things that are critical? And I can see, okay, on my FAQ schema generator page, the content's a little thin, and I still need to add the AI friendliness formats. Now, if you're not familiar with what that is, I can quickly show you, and you can go to it on your own on SuperSchema. So if you go over here and you click this little robot, this markup file is essentially what this new feature is going to do. Now, this is what AI loves. It loves an alternate markdown file that it can just read and not worry about all that HTML crap. And that is what we're starting to build and work on, making it even easier for you to add. So this is a really cool tool to see, like, okay, what pages actually need attention. Now, with that note about alternate content, that brings me to my next feature. So part of generating schema is going to be also creating a markdown file with all of your content. Now, I'm not gonna do that here just to save a little time, but if I go to my URL library, I can show you what that looks like. So my Helpful Hero website, if I just click on something that's already generated, and I click on this little tab, alternate files, you're gonna see here is my little markdown file. And this is pretty much what I just showed you, and it gets automatically applied to the head of any of your website pages using our fancy little push to HubSpot. So this, again, man, AI is going to love your website. All right, let's move on to the last fun little feature I've been working on, and that's again here in the AI analytics, and that is bot tracking. Now, I started by utilizing Google Analytics 4, which honestly sucked. It is not prime for AI crawlers. I learned that the hard way, so I built my own that I'm starting to test and play with right now, and this will be releasing soon. But essentially what this is going to do is it's going to allow you to add a pixel across your website. Think of it like a Facebook pixel that kind of tracks. But this way, and I just got this thing working yesterday, that's why there's not much data here, but you can see already, you're gonna be able to see like, okay, which bots are your top visitors. It looks like ChatGPT just crawled yesterday on one page. It's gonna show you like the breakdown of all the bots, and then you're gonna be able to go into each of these and get even more data. Now, on top of that, I've also created our own SuperSchema discovery network. Now, this is super cool because what it's going to do is it's automatically going to start to create a registry for the websites that have generated schema. So for example, if you generate schema for a given page, like I just tested by doing my helpful hero page, that is going to create its own registry and then going to automatically submit that registry to some of the AI providers. And so what that looks like in practice, if I just pop over to like a registry page, it looks something like this. It's gonna have all the optimizations, it's gonna show you the coverage, and then it's going to give you entry points to other pages that you've generated schema for. AI is going to love this, and we're gonna be doing a lot of that background work so that we can create this huge network that is a trusted source and can point towards other trusted sources, your website. All to say, there has been a lot of work. I'm excited to roll out some of the new features and some of the new plans because this is where it's at. I can't stress that enough. I see it as clear as day, and that's why I'm running at this, not only for my own products like Clean Pro and Helpful Hero, but trying to really build something that's seamless and informative, because data can be boring and stupid. Not stupid, but boring. And so I wanna make it as like fun and easily understood as possible. All right, last thing to share. This is probably the last time you're gonna be seeing me here in this amazing office. I love this office. It was the best decision to move out into a new office. And well, you're gonna be probably seeing me in about a month in a brand new office. I'm actually moving out of Texas up to Montana. If you've been following me for the past couple of years, you know I go up there every year. I love it up there. My wife and I are finally moving our family up to Montana, kind of the northwestern region up by the ski resort up there. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit different. I'm gonna get to understand what winter really feels like. I don't know if I'm ready. Actually, I'll be ready. I hope. We'll see. Anyways, thank you for all the support. I hope you have a wonderful start to your new year, and I'll catch you in the next video when I'm in Montana. All right, later.